Hi, Shafali with BBC News. I had a question regarding, you've spoken to Parliament, you've spoken about diversity and diverse roles very publicly. With your win today, do you see that as happening more now, that we will have more diverse roles? And coming from a US-UK perspective, is there a difference in opportunities for diverse actors and actresses in between the two countries? Sorry, it's a bit...
I don't know if any one person's win of an award, or one person snagging one role, or one person doing very well changes something that's a systemic issue of inclusion in this industry, as it is in your industry, as it is in many industries. I think that's something that happens slowly over time. But if there are enough isolated examples of success, then maybe the dots start joining up, and it's not as slow a process as it sometimes is. In terms of US and the UK, I mean, I guess, I'm really proud to be a Londoner. I'm really proud to be from the UK. I'm also really aware that for a lot of actors of color, you often have more opportunities in the US. But I think ultimately now what we're seeing is TV in particular it's a global medium, and people are streaming shows or watching them all around the world. So I think hopefully we're going to see a kind of globalization of our storytelling, and a globalization of the talent pool that we draw from.
Hi, congratulations.
Thank you.
So you won in a field of incredible actors. Can you talk a little bit about that, including Robert De Niro? Can you talk about winning in that category and what it means to you, and what you thought when your name was announced?
I kind of, I mean, when I heard my name announced, I just kind of thought, like, what, whose idea was that? But it just really, I just felt really lucky to be mentioned alongside some of those actors. Obviously, Jeffrey Rush, Robert De Niro, Benedict, Ewan, John Turturro, of course. I got to see his work up close, and was so moved by it, and I've learned so much from John in particular. I feel like, I share this with him. Yeah.
Hi, Riz. Over here. I'm
Hey.
Susan Chang from BuzzFeed News. You are the second ever Asian to win an Emmy. I don't know, for acting. I'm not sure if you knew that.
Who was the first?
Archie Punjabi,
Right.
Good Wife.
Another Brit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, have you observed any changes in the kinds of roles and the number of roles being written for Asians in Hollywood?
I think what we're starting to see is more awareness around how beneficial it can be to tell a diverse range of stories, and to tell them in a way that's authentic. Something that happened recently that I found really, really moving, and I really applaud, is the British actor Ed Skrein, recently kind of, turned down a role that was a lucrative role. I know him personally, he's a great guy, and he just felt that, he wanted to kind of respect the cultural authenticity of that particular story and that character in Hellboy. So I think when you see examples of that, what you're seeing is just more awareness around this conversation, and I think awareness is the first step to real change.
Thank you. Congrats.
Thanks.
Congratulations on your Emmy win tonight.
Thank you.
During your acceptance speech, you thanked the Innocence Project. I wondered if this role in The Night of, in particular, really affected you greatly, and if you have a lasting involvement now with the rights of the imprisoned.
I wouldn't claim to be someone who's frontline kind of working to better the condition or the rights of those who've been imprisoned, but I've been able to see the work of some of those who are, and if in this brief moment in the limelight I can kind of help give them a platform, then I will. The Innocence Project, they work to overturn wrongful convictions using DNA evidence, and they put me in touch with lots of people that had been in prison, been wrongfully imprisoned for decades sometimes, and hearing their stories, and I don't know, I'm just so grateful to all the people that shared those stories. One case in particular came out when we were filming, which was Khalif Browder, who was a young man who was imprisoned without trial wrongfully in Rikers Island for 3 years. and he was driven to suicide by the trauma of that. And I don't know, I think obviously ultimately this is about entertaining art. Of course, it's about gripping people, thrilling them, making sure they want to binge something. But that doesn't also mean it can't be about engaging with some of the realities that we've got to start talking about.